Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to BattleTech, where I think I have decided that we are going to go after this. If we have to pull out, we can pull out. Obviously, I would not love to lose Pirate Rep, because we're doing some good work on that front. We finally managed to get positive. It's the first faction we're positive with, and I'd love to keep that going, because I think it'll be interesting to be allied with the pirates, but I also, like, we're making pay right now, but we're not making it by a lot. We could afford to travel somewhere else. It would be okay, but I want to give this a shot. I think there's a chance we might be able to do it. This could be tough, Commander. I am also worried about that. Mostly I'm worried about there being a lot of vehicles on top of all of the mechs we're going to fight. But we're pretty powerful right now. With this being 2.5 skull, I think it's much more likely that there's actually going to be a piece of loot that we care about, but I really don't think we can go for 2 pieces of salvage. We need the money. And I think we're just going to take out the same team we've been taking out. Razor's got the debuff, which is fine, because she's just going to sit in the ship. Do we want to make any changes here? I don't think so. I think this is the right squad. We could swap Centurion into the Hatchet Man, I guess. Because the multi-target is not getting optimal use in the Hatchet Man, but then the Panther only has 2 weapons. Yeah, this is fine. This is fine. We can deal with vehicles from afar now. We're much, much better at long-range fighting than we used to be. I mean, we used to be a little bit more PPC heavy. PPCs and large lasers. And those are certainly great long-range weapons, but you can get shot back by vehicles that have PPCs and stuff on them. I like the LRM solution a lot better. So destroy the supply convoy and escape is the main mission. Destroy the convoy guards is an additional objective. I would like to accomplish it because I would like the extra money, but we don't have to. Let's just keep that in mind. Facing matters. Hey, that's true. Facing does matter. So I'm expecting that the squad of mechs we're going to face here is going to be fairly tough, and then the vehicles are just going to be kind of on top of that. Move to a good vantage point and let's find out what we're dealing with. Once the convoy is destroyed, head for the evac. Alright. This is a little inconvenient because the Jaeger mech cannot get up there easily.
Roger.
Have the blackjack jump up though.
Engaging jump jets.
I mean, I guess everybody else jumps up. There's no reason that we need to, that anybody needs to stick with the Jaeger mech, except that the Panther can't make the jump. The Hatchet Man probably can't from here either. Yeah, inconvenient.
What's up, boss?
Well, I mean, go this way.
Moving out.
It is not easy to move through forest. You end up spending an awful lot of movement allotment per tile. I am concerned about the amount of time the enemy turn is taking. This is a lot of things that are moving right now. Wow, this is a lot of things that are moving right now. Holy crap.
In sensor range.
Well, okay, we got something. I am really not ready for the fight to begin.
Orders.
Well, not really much point in jumping up. I'm gonna reserve here.
Roger that. Standing by.
Let's let this mech move forward, and we'll jump up once I can take a shot at it. Alright, so that's just a commando. It is... okay, it's the kind that has all the SRMs in it, so it's the scary commando. But, I mean, it's only scary commando relative, right?
Enemy detected.
I got a couple more 4s moving
I'm
in.
receiving you.
I should probably move Reckless first, because I want to see exactly what we're dealing with here. We could jump forward into cover. Yeah, that's probably the smart way to do this.
Engaging jump jets.
Spend a little heat to get a little evasion. So it's a crappy spider, something moving on 3, something moving after. Okay, that's a vehicle that moves on 1, so something real heavy. Is this the spider? Yeah, it's the spider that just has the 2 medium lasers. Alright, let's let this guy have it.
All weapons committed.
Pretty good. It's pretty good to take his leg out that fast. So he only has 80 center torso health, although he is in cover. Oh yeah, we gotta actually pay a little bit of attention here. Alright, so that's a cicada. The good news is that for a mech that moves on 3, a cicada is actually pretty poorly armed. And the other good news is that I think we have 2 pieces of a cicada. That's going to be a new body for us to play with there. Hell yeah, 5 evasion charges and optimal range. Oh no, that's not optimal weapons range. I'm getting a little closer. Obviously, I really want to shoot the guy who's downed. It looks like we can't quite get optimal weapons range. Well, this'll do. So, let's see. Where are his missile bays? There's an ammo bay there. He also has ammo in the right torso. We might be best off just going for the right torso, or honestly... Yeah, honestly, I'm just going to try to kill him. He only has 80 center torso health. We can't kill him right now, but I can get him low.
Reporting critical hit.
Okay, well, if we can get the other side of his torso off now, we can prevent him from shooting any more missiles, because he'll be out of ammo. He'll still have the launcher in the center, but he won't have anything to launch out of it. Unfortunately, having to jump up into combat means that we're all generating kind of a lot of heat. Not really the way I would like to be doing this. Wow. That's a lot of misses. That was really embarrassing, actually. Okay, so they have a vehicle moving on 2 and a vehicle moving on 1.
Warning. Enemy sensor lock detected.
Alright, well, all we can do here is move forward and shoot a lot of LRMs for the moment. But boy oh boy, can we shoot a lot of LRMs. Probably far too many for the situation that we find ourselves in here. What I'm going to do is we're going to take some shots at you and some shots at you. Now, the question is, how many shots do I think I need to kill this guy? He still has almost all of his center torso health. Let's put the 20 toward the A target and all the rest of this stuff toward the B target. And what I'm thinking here is that while we're unlikely to hit him, we can get some we can get a point of evasion off of him at the very least. And if we do hit him, we'll at least generate a fair amount of stability damage. Nope, never mind. I hit him with very few of those. Basically, I just needed to put one weapon onto him to try to remove his other... Oh! We incapacitated the pilot without actually killing the mech there. I can't click on it anymore because it's not actually a mech now. Okay, that looks like maybe a 10-pack to me.
Damage minimal.
Okay. So it's 3 vehicles that move real late in the turn. 2 of them on 1 and 1 of them on 2. The good news is vehicles are relatively easy to kill. Really, it's another... Okay. That's some convoy.
Yes, Commander.
So we gotta start getting vision of those guys. They have to start dying. How do I want to do this? Right now I have a ton of evasion. You know, I'm going to reserve for right now. Let's draw these guys up.
Waiting for the right move.
The Blackjack needs to move as soon as possible, but I don't think there's a lot of value in moving the Panther just yet. The Blackjack probably needs to, like, jump forward, ignore these mechs entirely, and just give me vision of some tanks. Let's see, I took damage mostly on my right side. That's pretty convenient, because I can jump forward and show my left side to these guys.
Engaging jump jets.
Okay, so this is just a striker. I think we should probably focus on this thing. It has 93, 78, and 70 armor in its relevant locations. We're pretty unlikely to get a kill here, but we can soften it up for Ricochet.
Primary target is damaged, Commander. Keep
Okay, that was pretty good. Hitting both the weapons that actually connected on the same part. It would have been nice if all 3 of the weapons had connected, but at those percentages, 1 weapon missing is expected value. Alright, let's do our best to work these dudes over. You probably can't get in range to do too much to the tank. Let's actually move the Panther first. I can jump down here. I'm not in cover, but I have a ton of evasion, and I'm in a position that not all of them are going to be able to get a clean shot on. We're firing into the frontal arc? No, we're firing into that side arc. That's actually really, really good. That is the arc I want to be firing into. Alright, we might be able to kill this thing right now. Which would be pretty alright.
This should be good.
Come on, PPC.
Kill
Nope.
confirmed, Commander.
Alright. PPC hit the wrong part, but 2 of the SRMs hit the right armor. Or hit the left armor, and that was enough.
Good to go.
That's actually really, really fortunate that worked out that way. So, this guy can hit him pretty hard, I guess. We can't really hit the cicada, but also we kind of don't need to. I can jump forward with a little bit more evasion and be at the edge of the trees so that on my next turn I am much more likely to be able to threaten an axe attack on the cicada. Yeah, I like that.
Firing full complement on enemy.
Alright, Ricochet doesn't really have a lot to shoot at here. Okay, that striker just exposed itself, which I really appreciate. That was pretty embarrassing. Evasion's alright. It's nice to have some evasion.
Yes, boss.
So let's see here. I'm not going to be able to... Oh, I can just walk up. Okay. I can get myself into a position where the autocannon might be usable. Do I want to just dump everything on the striker? Probably not everything. Let's go ahead and walk up to here. I'm going to give the striker everything except one of the LRM-5s. We'll do like, you and you. Oh, actually, I'll throw a shot at you too. Okay. So we'll fire one weapon at each of these guys just to strip evasion and keep them on their toes, and we lose almost no damage potential against the striker this way.
Multiple targets confirmed.
Multi-shot can be extremely useful. Alright, some good frontal armor damage there.
A new sensor.
Never mind. Extremely
like
good.
enemy reinforcements.
Oh, reinforcements? Really? Like we're not having enough problems here? Okay. So, a Manticore. Trying very hard to click on it. Okay, I mean, that's not so scary for a vehicle that moves on one. This is not nearly as dangerous. This is one of those big SRM carriers. Still dangerous, though, and I assume the other one is the same thing. The other one might just be a missile carrier. In fact, the other one's just an SRM carrier. These are all SRMs. Okay, so that's top priority. The high damage potential of these is
Warning. Armor low.
very, very, very high.
Standing by.
The Centurion can move forward to get a shot. This thing is so dangerous that I kind of think it's worth throwing caution to the wind in almost every other way. Like we gotta get vision of that and have at it. So I'm gonna do this. Try to present frontal armor. I mean, nobody's shooting at her anyway. Can I? Okay, I can get a real shot by jumping and also get cover and stuff. She's putting that bulwark to work. I will overheat very slightly for this if I have to. She's not going to kill it either way. I guess let's just not fire the SRMs.
Fire in.
Okay. Big hit to the wrong portion, unfortunately. But leaving it with 17 health, that makes it fairly likely that the missile boat is going to be able to kill it. Alright, I don't know why that was your turn, but I'll take it. Here comes a secondary lance. Very concerning. Not something I'm happy about right now. And we're going to get super paid if we actually clear all this stuff. Man, I have so much evasion. It's just there's too many enemies. It's too many guns. I can't dodge it all. Alright. Can we get into... We cannot, in fact, get into the side firing arc. But we could just go at this thing and hope. Any of my weapons connecting with the right armor, which can happen from the frontal firing arc, would kill it. And if it dies, then we get to have everybody else focus on other stuff. My left side is definitely my softer side here, so maybe the best play is... I want to come at this thing kind of from the side here so we can turn our front armor, but I can still be far away and in cover. Have no evasion, though. Here I'm just showing my left side to the enemies. Ugh, I really don't want to jump, but we maybe have to jump. Okay. I want to be as front armor forward as possible. Yes! Ah, that's beautiful. We didn't actually hit that armor, we just got all of our shots to the same side.
Enemy unit destroyed.
If both of those autocannons hit the same part, it's a ton of damage. Those autocannons together are basically an AC-20. It's just that it's not super likely for them to hit the same part. Alright, you might be getting the axe. That might be what's happening now.
Yes, Commander.
It can happen. Oh, I just barely can't be in cover. What does the axe look like? The axe will not kill him if it hits an arm. Actually, the axe won't kill him no matter what, but the axe will shear some parts off. And it's got a 90% chance to hit here. Yeah, I need to reset my heat a little bit. Do I want to vigilance first? Gain guarded and entrenched, remove all stability damage. It would take us just below the inspiration threshold. So if I'm going to do it that way, what I want to do is reserve now, wait until after Ricochet's turn. I want Ricochet to have the inspired buff.
Receiving you.
Who does he shoot at? This guy is awkward to get. Fire a bunch of stuff over there. Can I move him forward far enough to get vision of the distant enemies? I cannot. Well, I would love it if we could get rid of this tank before it fires all of its many, many weapon systems. So I guess let's put you
Acknowledged.
right here, full front and center, and figure out how many guns I have to put into this Manticore to kill it. We are firing into the side arc, which is pretty great. It's 132 armor. I'm just going to shoot it with everything.
All weapons are go.
We're not going to kill it here, probably, but we will weaken one or two of its plates, and then we will figure it out afterward. So now, on the Hatchet Man, we go Vigilance, and then we go Melee Attack.
On my way.
So Vigilance gives him Guarded, which means he has 40% damage reduction due to the Bulwark. Okay. Pretty good. Cut the PPC clean off. All of a sudden, this guy's not looking so dangerous anymore. Yeah, Hatchet Man is like an actually point-blank AC-20. Which is, just, like, AC-20 is a great weapon. You don't want to have to actually run up on people because you'd like to be in cover. Oof. It's a lot of damage.
Warning. Armor breached. Internal
So we have an exposed section that has ammo in it. And we have our best weapon open to the enemy now. What's the armor look like on this thing? We'd really like to hit it from the front. I already kind of can't do what I need to do. Oh, and it moved one space far enough forward for me not to be able to hit it with my actually surprisingly good Panther melee attack. Huh. It's trying to tell me I will not have vision of him from there, so we're going to have to go to here. I'm not going to be able to fire both weapons, but I also can't really hit anybody else. We might have to have the Blackjack back off a little bit. It is possible to hit the front armor. We are technically in the right firing arc. And if we hit the front armor with the PPC, it's an instant kill. If we hit the side armor, then we've got 2 areas that are very killable. I don't think this thing's getting another turn. If I hit the back armor, it's just a wasted shot and I'll be sad.
Roger that. Target confirmed.
Okay, side armor. There's 2 spots where it's pretty soft. The Hatchet Man has 1 more point of evasion, thanks to the vigilance as well. Or 1 more point of initiative. So hopefully that will help. And get ourselves back into a more defensible position this turn, before I get shot all to pieces.
Standing by.
So if I move, I lose my guarded. That won't be a big deal. Oh, you're kidding me. Neither of those spaces have tree cover. Ugh. Yeah, if I move, I lose my guarded. Won't be a big deal if I move into a position where I have cover. But maybe I just want to... See, I could get up to a single point of evasion. I'm going to reserve. I'm going to let their 4s move first.
Reserving action.
Alright, so it's a locust. This is definitely a dangerous position. Part of the reason I wanted to do this is because it keeps the Hatchet Man out in front looking real shootable. And I really want to try to minimize the damage that's going to Reckless. And a commando with a large laser. So that thing's relatively dangerous. Of the remaining mechs that are standing, that thing is the most dangerous. We got to get rid of the vehicle first, but then it's the commando. Fortunately, the commando ran out into the open, and then it fired at a target that has sustained no damage so far. So in a lot of ways, this is really great. I'm going to try to move back to a position where most of the enemies can't see me, I think. But I don't want to shoot into the back arc of the tank. This is tough. I gotta find a... Okay. This position doesn't allow for very much fire on me. I won't be too sad if we lose the left arm. So I'm gonna turn this way. I don't want to lose the buffed up autocannon. I have fairly strong feelings about that. That position is a rear arc fire. So firing at the rear arc, we would be able to hit this, this, or this. That would mean there are 2 spots I could hit where the damage is effectively negated. And one of my weapons isn't lethal to the left armor. So I really, really want to hit him from a position where I'm shooting in that left arc. It means I have to move forward this far. And I probably can't afford to jump. And I can't really determine my turning. Wait, do I have an arc going there? Okay, I do. I will be bummed out if I lose the autocannon, the plus autocannon, but I don't really think that not killing the Manticore is an available option, and I really want other people to focus on this thing. I suppose we could try to focus on the Manticore with other people. I could have Blackjack just jump out to a safe location like down here and sensor lock the commando instead. That means we have to spend quite a bit of the Jägermech's fire on the Manticore, which is not exactly what I want to be doing. But we also probably can't really hit the commando if I don't do something pretty wild. Alright. From this location, I will have the range to sensor lock that thing. Let's just do it this way.
Sensor lock on target.
Quite a bit of evasion removed, and the sensor impaired debuff is nice. Look at that. I told you they were gonna... Oh. Spiteful.
Orders.
What I was about to say there is I told you they were gonna try to use my melee attacks as a way of hitting me in the back armor. I guess I could just run over and shoot... run over and melee that guy lethally, but we should probably try to make this happen. Let's move back into cover. I cannot get... What I want to do is this, so that my back armor is not exposed. Then again, my back armor is not really what I'm worried about, right? It's the Jägermech's back armor. take this move. That gives me pretty good shots, and it's in the right arc. Yeah, let's go after this thing, see what we can do. If I can bring it down with him, and that'll work if we hit either of the weakened sections with either of the autocannons, then that means that Ricochet can focus entirely on taking out that commando.
Get your man, an LZ commander.
Alright.
Coming in hot.
So if we remove the large laser from the equation, then they don't really have a lot of weapons left.
Vehicle eliminated. Good to go.
They have almost nothing dangerous left, if we can get a real good hit on this guy. Is the light laser's in the right side, isn't it? Yeah. So we move over to this right arc. That is the right arc, right? Yeah, it's his front. Okay, I think this is the shot. And also I want to make sure that it's hard for the cicada to get behind him. Because remember, we softened up the back armor on this thing quite a bit. Maybe more than is responsible. It's about to be the end of my turn. We may as well precision strike, because we're going to get back up above the inspired threshold. Let's aim it for right here. 10 more health, but considerably better damage efficiency if we actually manage to take it out. Yes.
Let's get this done.
Oh. Okay, just kill it. That's fine. God, I love the Jaeger mech. Okay, so now it's just a cicada, a locust, and a spider, right? I have been more concerned. We still have to be a little bit careful with the blackjack, but in general, I think we're in a really good spot here. The cicada is the target of the moment. This locust has too much evasion. Too much evasion to shoot at. Only have a 60% chance to hit from there. Stupid obstructed shot. Okay, we can get a clear one from here. That's a little better. Try to get rid of this thing because it is trying to screw up my my cover strategy. Oof, that's a rough miss. Well, let's hope the LRMs are not able to do the thing that they're trying to set them up to do here. Because what they want is to use the Locust LRMs to continue pounding the blackjack until they break it apart. Okay, we went after the Jaeger mech instead. Oof. Okay, only 1 point of actual structural damage. Could be a lot worse. So Reckless, this thing has chosen to reveal itself to you. Punish it for its insolence. Wow, really? I missed one of those. That sucks. Center torso's pretty torn up. It's like, there, how do you like melee attacks? Turns out the back armor on the thing's pretty beefy, actually.
My armor's getting stripped off.
Yeah, you're alright. You have 2 whole points of armor, you big baby. So I can just turn around and melee. Obviously, that's not exactly how I would like to do this. I really wish they would let you move around, like maneuver just a little bit when it's at point-blank range. Probably the right thing to do is to step over to, like... Oh, he's done a good job of making me not really have a spot to stand in here. The autocannon's got pretty bad shot from there, and he's in cover, so we do not have a lethal hit with the large laser. I'd have to hit with 2 of my weapons. So I probably can't kill him. Not a bad move. I could just run over and try to melee the spider to death. Use vigilance. I don't even need to use vigilance, honestly, as long as the front armor's presented. Yeah, we'll kill the cicada with somebody else.
I copy.
There you go. Just right through the thing.
Hostile eliminated.
Alright, this is giving me hope about that Flashpoint.
Standing by.
2.5 skulls is starting to look like pretty doable. I'm probably going to have to turn a little bit. I think I'm going to intentionally not move. Oh, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't play games here. Because I do have to worry about this leg. Alright, I'm going to move like this.
Position
Make it so the
confirmed.
Locust doesn't have a direct shot on me. We're going to not be able to fire everything this turn, but I'm going to hit this Cicada with some stuff. We're going to turn off probably... Oh, I can get away with just turning off one thing. Alright. Multi-target. What do I want to point at the Locust? Because we should shoot it with whatever we can afford to shoot it with. But we have to make sure we do enough damage to... Oh, also... Actually, the LRMs aimed at the Cicada are not going to be super accurate. Maybe I do it like this? Yeah, let's try that. We'll just fire one weapon at the Locust, but we'll make it a nice high-yield one.
Taking the shot.
It is a little bit of a shame that we have to shoot into the strong side of the Cicada. Ah, we almost got its leg. Wow. Pretty good result there.
Hit.
No. Those are all going to hit. Okay. Alright, alright. It only fired one pod.
Warning.
It only had one pod left. So, no ammo explosion.
Waiting for orders.
Alright, you have got to make this work. There we go. Alright, now they won't even be able to shoot at the Blackjack anymore. Also, I find it a little remarkable that the Locust didn't move at all. Not the path I would have chosen were I the pilot of that Locust. This is extremely likely to be a kill. He doesn't have a lot of weapons left, so we don't really have to do this, but also there's no reason not to.
I copy.
Okay. Hey, pretty good cleanup. We took a very, very minor amount of structural damage, which means if we want to just travel from here to the Flashpoint, that should be very doable.
Mission.
I mean, like, I'm sure we'll get all of our repairs and the changes to the Vindicator done by the time we reach the Flashpoint. Got 643,000 C-bills for our troubles. Pretty good contract bonuses. What are we looking at here? We're down 9 points, 1 point. Oh yeah, this is extremely minor repairs. So, we take the piece of the Cicada, right? We could get an LRM 10 bay. Oh, interesting. An SRM 6 with 2 bonus damage is a 60 damage weapon. We should probably take the Cicada part. If these were SRMs that were plus 4 damage, I would take them, but I think we should probably finish the mech bodies that we have here. Kind of curious about the Cicada anyway. Okay, and they also gave us a bunch of whatever. Just a bunch of generic garbage. Those SRM pods were definitely interesting, though. So I don't know exactly how far away from the Flashpoint we are, but I think that that is probably our next destination. We could stop somewhere that's on the way, I suppose, provided that that doesn't add too much time to the trip.
That mech you asked for is cleared for fighting.
Alright, let's have a look at it. 4 support weapon hardpoints, 4 autocannon hardpoints, 1 laser weapon. It moves a little slower than I would like, considering the very low structure and armor, but that could potentially be an interesting thing. That is actually a 0 C-bill cost. We just have to tape the armor back on. It didn't even get knocked all the way off. It's just kind of hanging there. I've never seen a 0 C-bill repair before. Alright, so... what do we want to buy before we leave? We have a ton of money now. We're certainly not buying these mech parts. I don't think we can afford that. So... they have some interesting stuff here. We're paying a premium, but plus 4 accuracy on an autocannon. That's really good. That's a very, very good bonus. An AC-10 with a bonus on it, too, is very interesting. I would like to get both of those, I think. I probably don't care about a plus damage flamethrower. So 15 damage and 10 heat. Yeah, I don't think I care about that. The SRM 2++ is probably not... Yeah, it's not enough extra damage. The +4 damage SRM 4 does 48 damage, which is the same amount as an SRM 6, but at a considerably lower weight. Right? What's the weight? Okay, they don't have any 6s in here for us to compare to. But it's lower weight and less heat generation. We could still just mount an SRM 6 in most cases. I'm not too worried about that. I want to avoid paying for too many things here because of the prices. I am pretty interested in some of this stuff, though. In particular, the +2 melee hit gyro for the Hatchet Man's arm, especially since it takes no tonnage. It's just like free goodness. We're going to buy that.
New equipment available.
This is +1 stability damage, +25% crit. Let's buy the big plus accuracy autocannon.
New weapon
Let's buy the
systems
AC-10, because these are hard to get a hold of. That's going to leave us underneath our pay threshold, though. What can we sell? Do we have anything cool to sell? We could sell one of the mechs. How close are we to putting together another spider? Because I think we might be close. We see a lot of spiders. We have one part of another spider. The thing is, selling that spider lowers our score, but it allows me to buy that autocannon and still stay over the pay threshold, and that feels pretty good. It's a bad mech. If not for the scores, I would do this very gladly. We could stay over by selling the Locust as well. Are we closer to building a Locust? We have 2 parts of a Locust and 1 part of a different build of a Locust. Yeah. Alright, let's sell the Locust, I guess. We're much more likely to be able to replace that. Sorry, I'm just jumping in and out of the same menu over and over again. That is going to do it, right? We need 240,000, so that would bring us down to 587. Yeah, okay. That's going to be enough. None of the other gear we have, like, your sell prices are really bad. None of the other gear we have is going to handle it. Okay, let's buy this autocannon.
New weapon systems available.
And I'm going to tell you what, I'm looking at the clock here, 37 minutes. I don't think we're actually going to start the Flashpoint today. So, if you don't want to watch mech build time, this is probably an okay time for you to duck out. We're going to start flying over there, but we'll actually do it tomorrow. So for right now, let's first of all, let's look at the star map. How much time are we talking about here? It is a 19-day travel. We are currently 9 days in build, and actually, we're going to gain mech points in 8 days. So, we could probably put like 21 days of repairs up, and still make them all before we hit the target. So, what do we want to mess with? You know what might be a good way to do this? Let's put this repair in front here. The Agromech repair was actually instant. We'll start traveling now. And then after we finish fixing up the Blackjack, we can make some changes. I guess there's no reason for me to do it that way. I'm being silly. We can just cancel the job and put in a new job. Alright, refit. Let's talk about the new toys we just picked up. I think we pretty much just want to pull this and put in the AC-5, because I want to keep the Blackjack at range. And then we'll put the AC-10 on the Hatchet Man. Do all the repairs. Okay, that adds a little bit of time to this, but I think that's all I really want to do. So we got our great plus damage autocannon and our great plus accuracy autocannon. Seems pretty sweet.
Right. I'll get it in the schedule.
And then the Hatchet Man can we get that AC-10 in there? What do we have to do? The difference between an AC-5 and an AC-10 is 4 tons. We'd have to remove 4 tons of other stuff. Well, we definitely want to put the arm gyro in there. Let's get that in right now. Oh! Gyro has to go in the center. Wait a second, what was that? Okay, that was just a message telling me that you can't put that thing there. That's fine. Yeah, so we'd have to find 4 tons. I could cut the medium laser. That would help us make it. We don't really need the medium laser. Although, what is the effective range of an autocannon? 10. Optimal 300, minimum 0. It's actually not that much better than the AC-5. It's only 15 extra damage. It does do 30 stability damage. That's pretty significant. An AC-10 ammo bin. We actually don't have one. We should buy one. I assume that they will be cheap enough that this will not screw with my my funding too much. We have travel costs to the Flashpoint, though, right? Boy, if we go to this Flashpoint and we don't make money, we're actually going to be in pretty dire straits if I'm not careful. So to buy an AC-10 ammo bin would be 45k. Travel cost to the Flashpoint is 90. So we actually can just barely afford travel costs to the Flashpoint. Maybe I shouldn't make the Hatchet Man change right now. It's good to have the AC-10. Maybe we install it, maybe we don't. We could sell some stuff to try to make up the difference. What do I have that actually sells reasonably well that I wouldn't mind losing? Nothing. Almost. Well, actually, we really don't need these LRM-5s. Oh yeah, and they're like weirdly valuable. I'll keep 2 extra LRM-5s on. That covers that nicely. Why are those so valuable? Who's buying LRM-5s? Alright, so give me this ammo bin.
New equipment available.
Sell a little something else. I have 12 medium lasers, and they each sell for 6,100. We could probably drop, I don't know, a few of these. Here, we'll keep 4. We'll keep 4 additional medium lasers. Alright, now we have enough money to make it to the Flashpoint, and if it doesn't work out, we could just sit or something. But we do have to cover the cost of the mech repairs too, I guess, the changeover. So part of the value of this, even if the gun itself is not a huge upgrade, is that the AC-5 is not good at point-blank range, but the AC-10 has a minimum effective range of 0. So it will work no matter how up in the enemy's face we are. The AC-10 ammo bay contains 8 rounds, a little bit less than I would like. So we put a lot of extra armor on this thing. We could cut some of that. I could cut the large laser, just replace it with one of those medium lasers. That solves the problem right there without stripping any armor. We lose 15 damage. Does cut our heat generation by a little bit as well. We got the medium laser and like 2 jump jets, and then like a whole lot of armor, because small jump jets are only half a ton each. I think honestly it might be the large laser. So we're completely losing the damage upgrade, right? We go from 45 to 60 on this, but then from 40 to 25 on that. Damage potential stays the same. But we're able to fire the autocannon from point blank range for when we're trying to get close for a hatchet attack, but we haven't quite gotten there yet. Heat generation's a little bit better, and we have way more stability damage than we had before, which combines well with the Jaeger mech and all the other. Yeah, I think I'm comfortable with that. I think that's okay. And then we got to make sure we install our fancy gyro. Makes the axe hit even more likely to work. It's another 6 days of work there.
On it. I'll let you know when that's done.
That's going to take us 17 days. We could make another small change somewhere. I don't know what that would be. We could start... We should definitely be doing something, though. We should be fitting one of these mechs with something, or... it looks like the Cicada has some options. We have 2 AC5s. I think this is what we'll start doing. We'll start setting up this Cicada. It has support weapon slots in the legs. That's unusual. Just show me the support weapons. So we have 3 small lasers, a machine gun, and a flamethrower. Okay, hold on. This thing can't mount this many weapons. We only have 10 tons of stuff here. So, support weapons are kind of fun, but they have a very, very small maximum range. The trick with support weapons is that support weapons fire for free when you make a melee attack. So if you run up on somebody, you can try to really lay it in. What's our melee damage on this thing? It's got to be low, right? 40? Ooh. 40 base damage with a chassis quirk that lowers it by 15. So melee's not viable on this thing at all. It does 25 damage. You could put in a bunch of support stuff to make it work better, but you can't put in enough support stuff to make it good. So... the AC5 is 8 tons by itself. You know what we actually want here is a couple of AC2s. Alright, hold on. I don't think we're going to be able to make anything useful out of that. What if we just fitted a Jenner? The Jenner's not that much... hold on. How much less durable? Almost none, actually. The difference between the Cicada and the Jenner is just a tiny little bit of structure. Only about 30 structure spread over the whole mech. And the Jenner has way better weapon mounts for us. I guess the value of the Cicada is that it's probably better at fighting at long range than a Jenner is. Because the autocannons, the longest range autocannons are the lightest ones. So if we had a bunch of AC2s, we could mount them and like make this a fast-moving sniper. Which is actually a pretty cool idea. But we should probably just fix up our Jenner. So... I have an SRM-6 pod and another SRM-6 pod. Yeah, how about that? How about we start there? What does a bin hold for these? 100 rounds? So if we're firing 12 rounds per volley, we do that. That'll give us enough ammo to fire many times. That's like 15 shots. That's more than 15 shots. It's a lot. And then we can put in, like, hold on. If I only put in 1 SRM bay, we can put in 2 medium lasers. Probably put them on the other side so that if we suffer an ammo explosion, it's not a big deal. But we keep the ammo in the main body over here. And then heat efficiency, we're looking at a 48 heat alpha strike. Oh, you know what? I want jump jets, though. Oof, boy, these things are, Jenners really, really don't have a lot of space in them. Man, is that SRM 4-pod actually worth buying? That would be pretty good here, right? Look, we want to go jump jets. We could just do the normal build. SRM-6 and 4 lasers. I really, really like missiles, especially since we have a lot more stability damage on our team now. The amount of stability damage that an SRM launcher deals is pretty significant. What if we did buy that SRM 4-pod? How much is that? We gotta be a little bit careful with our cash. That's really too expensive. We really shouldn't buy anything else. Well, we could just outfit the Jenner the way Jenners are usually outfitted. I could stop trying to be fancy with it. Because it is a pretty powerful thing. Yeah, we'll just take it back to stock. So we need an SRM bin somewhere, and then medium lasers. Didn't leave myself enough medium lasers, oh no. We could put a large laser in. Large lasers are not very weight to heat efficient though, and weight is our biggest problem. You know what, maybe we do this a little bit differently than normal. We don't run 4 medium lasers. If we're gonna load it up like this, we should probably put the 2 medium lasers across from the ammo. And this will give us a little bit of room to put in the heatsink, or 2. Because we almost always can't fire all of the weapons on the Jenner anyway, right? I could cut a jump jet and put in the heatsink. On that side, I guess. We spread the jump jets around so that it's more likely that we will maintain some of them. Like, that's an okay build for a Jenner. Sink 33 heat. It's not quite as good at jumping as Jenners sometimes are, but it's still really fast. They're always good runners. It has almost the damage output of a stock Jenner, but with a little bit better heat management. Yeah, okay. Let's put that in the queue. That'll give us something to work on after we get our mission critical stuff done. And that leaves us with enough money to fly to the Flashpoint, a team that is capable of taking on the Flashpoint, and, honestly, quite a lot of confidence on my end. So I think this is where we're going to call it for today. We'll fly out next time, you know, work out our pep talk and stuff. So, thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time for our first Flashpoint. I'm very excited to see exactly how these work. And we'll see you then.